Hey everybody, this is Cindy over at paper.old.new. Welcome to my channel. God bless and happy Friday, I hope. I hope you're seeing this on Friday. I'm doing a Friday flip through. I finished the little calendar journal with the cloth spine and the hard. Probably need to clean my mat. The hard cover pieces, and I just thought it turned out really cute. It's very, I don't want to say all over the place, but it's very like mix and matchy kind of deal. Because it's a calendar, and you know how calendars are, they lend themselves to being mixy matchy. Mostly because as you go through the calendar, the colors and themes change with the seasons. So we'll go ahead and get into this, and we will, have a flip through, guys. I haven't done a flip through in forever. So here we have some yo-yos. I made these yo-yos with some fabric from the Dollar Tree, and this is a little wooden, this actually came off of a piece of furniture in my bedroom. This little wooden piece. It was a cover on a knob, but it was flat backed and it looked really cute right there, so I glued it on. There's some vintage lace and some fabric. Not all the fabric is vintage, but some of the lace is. This is the fabric for the thing. The green is what inspired the green plaid. The little green stems on the flowers. There's a little bit of pink in there, which is why you see these letters are pink when there's no other pink on here. And the blue... there's this ruffle that sticks out the front here, but just all kinds of little things to tie all the seasons together. So that is, and then in this background, it's repeated on this background of the scrapbook paper, all things are possible with God. So yeah, and for my closure, I glued in this is Grosgain. These carrots. I thought they were really cute, and in here there is a bunny and there's some harvest references and stuff like that, so I thought this ribbon was really cute to hold it shut. Alright, so let's get into this and see how we did. This is the first calendar page, and as with any of these, depending on the quality of your calendar, the middle, you end up getting a kind of a crease in your calendar picture, but the whole calendar picture is there. So, that was the goal. And then for each one, there's a little piece in here. It's a journaling card where the signature got glued to the back of the calendar page. And these have the little, you know, when you flip the back of the calendar over and they've got the pictures for each month, the little mini thumbnails for each month. So those are on the cards. Okay. So put that in there, and I've got some of the tabs for the cards have little punches, and some of them don't. And this one has an anchor. It reminded me of a boatyard kind of a deal, and later on there's this picture here is a little duck sitting by a rowboat. I don't know if you can see that. I should bring it down here out of the light so it's not in the glare. Luckily we haven't gone very far. Okay, so let's turn here. This is a signature. We have some lace up here. This is a picture that I got from, I printed from one of Tina's bird kits. Okay, and then this is just a little washi bird and some tape. I did a lot of washi tape decorating in this book. It was a nice flat way to decorate the pages, and I thought it turned out really cute. I added washi stickers. I do have, here's more washi tape. I had a one of those happy planner sticker books, and I used a lot of stickers out of that. In here, there's another one, do what makes you happy. And then some 3D flowers, they add a little bit of bulk, so I did use some of those. And then you've got more washi tape going across the center there. This is a flip out. And again, I decorated the edges with washi. And the washi is all through the book. Okay, and then here's some, as a matter of fact, there's a piece there going across that stem. Okay, for this one, I think I made pockets like every other one, and a couple of them, I ran out of pockets. Like, there wasn't enough when I did it. So what I ended up doing for 2 of these, they're in tuck spots on top of pages. So I got a little rooster there, and it's the little picture of the chickens looking at the basket of eggs, which I think comes up here as the calendar page. Okay. So there's our calendar page with the chickens. All right. And then we go in here, and this is actually a vintage yo-yo. I didn't make this one. This one came off of an old yo-yo, like placemat or something like that. It was small. It wasn't a blanket. It was a placemat. And then this is vintage crocheted lace and some old fabric. And then again, we have the chickens. And then here we have some more stickers from the planner and some more washi tape. And then it flips out for journaling. There's a lot of journaling space in here because I did leave, for the most part, I left all the pages with plenty of room to journal on. Okay. Each signature does have a pocket. So we have this little pocket here with a couple of tags that you can write on. This one has a little, so you can flip that around and write on the back of it if you want. Stick it back. Okay, and those slip down in there. And then here's a blank piece. Usually I did leave a sheet blank in each signature as well. So I didn't decorate every sheet. And then here I stuck a doily in the middle just to decorate the center. And a couple of butterflies and some flowers. I wanted to leave all the space for journaling. I will say this. This journal is tall. So like it's got a tall spine. So when I'm looking at it or I'm messing with it, where's my... I like to do like this. And then as it switches over, we'll change over. It lays pretty flat. It's just the spine is really tall. So, yeah. So we have more washi tape, and this says, live the story you want to tell. Okay, and then we have a blank page there for you to either decorate or journal on or whatever. Some flowers here, kind of reminiscent of these flowers here, and we've got a cow. And in this pocket is the thumbnail for the cow. All of these cards have some sewing and stitching, some scrapbook paper. This is vintage dictionary paper, some coffee dyed notebook paper, and the back is just blank for journaling, usually with a little something in the corner just to decorate it. Okay, and then on this side we have a cow. This is printed from a journal kit that I bought. Okay, and then this one says, bloom and grow, be strong, and know you're beautifully you. Okay, and a blank page. This has just got a raspberry. It was in that same happy planner with these flowers and things that I've been putting on here. There's also fruit in it, and I thought the raspberry, the color was a nice pink pop to stick over here opposite this. You can also see in a lot of this coffee dyed paper that's in here, it's notebook paper that I stuck in coffee, and the blue lines washed totally out, and the pink lines kind of, like, depending on how the notebook paper stacked against each other, they printed pink lines on each other. So there's pink lines scattered on some of them. Okay. Oh, and then this one has the tuck. Okay, so we have a tuck spot here, and we have 2 little cards. That one says dream. This one says small joys. I didn't do anything to the back of it. I guess I could ink it. But those just 2 little cards to stick in there. I suppose that's, well, no, that's not dark. You could write on that. I think I was thinking I would go back and cover that, but I think you could write on it, and I like the color. So I think I'll leave it. Some of these stickers need some more glue. I must have missed some spots. All right, and then we have find the beauty in simplicity. I think that message is in here a couple of times. Okay, and here we have another flip out page and a blank writing page. And here's a goat. That was my daughter. Okay, so anyway, here's a goat. And we have this card with the little goat. This is one of the flowers. Remember the 5, when I was doing Making from My Mess and we were using circles in that one scraps video? I also made one with, I have a hexagon punch. So I punched hexagons and made one. And I thought it was kind of cute, so I stuck it on here because it went, the pattern paper. I was using that pattern paper in here. This is some stamping I did on here to decorate the bottom corner of that one. And then that just slips right in there. These pockets were made with envelopes that I covered. That's how I made the, connected the pages together. I will try to link the videos in the description box so that you can go see how this journal was made. Okay, and that's just the calendar page again with the goats. This one we're starting to get, I think, into fall, or at least the picture. This picture was fall, so I put some fall colors here and some mushrooms. It says the purpose of life is to live a life of purpose. So we have some coffee dyed grid paper, and here's another flip out. This one says life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. So, and just like I said, a little more decoration. This one I put, this is create a happy life. This is a sticker from one of the Happy Planner pads, and I thought it fit really well in this doily. So I stuck it in the center there. It is on top of the strings, and it makes this a stiff fold, but I still think it looks cute there. Okay, so we have, oh, on this one we have a belly band. Okay, so you have a little belly band in the front with this little guy, and this little flower swings on the brad. Oh, I covered this one. So I put the brad through, and then I covered the back. So that one's a little tighter. The brad doesn't move. And there's a little daisy down there, and that goes in this little front spot. And then in the back here behind, in the main belly band, you've got these two little cards or tags or whatever. So put those back there. All right. And these are just fabric scraps and ribbon. And okay, home is where my garden is. I thought it was fitting with the little bunny here on his cabbage head. Okay, and again, you've got the washi. In some places, remember that saying back here about life not having to be perfect to be wonderful. Some of my washi is not exactly straight. I tried my best, but some of it isn't perfectly straight. Okay, and then here's the bunny with the carrots, or at least the carrot seeds, I guess. And here's his card. So we have that, and there's a little charm. I haven't been showing you the charms. This little charm is a bunny, so it's a bunny charm. I have been remiss. I've been showing you the cards and not the ones with charms. Oh, we only missed one. So this one here has a charm with a watering can and a little daisy flower. Some of these I got off of, I don't know, in one of my hauls, I got a bag of, have you guys ever seen wine glass charms? You know, they come in a little loop, and the idea is to clip it around the stem of your wine glass so that you know which one is yours, and they all have a different charm on them. I got a couple sets of those at a thrift store, so that's what some of these charms have come from. This one says, never be afraid to dream big. Okay, and there's the bunny eating the carrot again. Okay, and then here we have, that's a little pot of sage. Here we have a little tuck with a Project Life card that says, collect moments, not things. And then the back is for writing. Okay, and then in here we have a little tag that says dream. And again, this flips around. And back here, we just kind of, I just kind of decorated the back here. There's a little bit of space to write. And then also in here is another Project Life card. So, getting out some of our Project Life cards to stick in this one. And I stuck this one where I stuck it because it fits just right with the Okay, so we have some more journaling paper. And right here we just have a decorated page that says, inspiration is all around us if we... I covered part of it up. Are willing to look for it, I think it says. That's a W, so. And this ends in R. If we are, I think that says willing to look for it. That was an oops on my part, I guess. Okay, this is from one of my journal kits. It's actually from the Apple Orchard kit. I can't remember if there's an apple tree in here or not, but I got a piece of, this is coffee, it's coffee dyed, and it's from my Apple Orchard kit. And then I added just some embellishments on the pages again. And then here you got some vegetables for the harvest with the vegetable box. These actually came from a little pack of stickers that I bought from E's shop, Little Miss E's shop, Scrapbooking with Me. Her shop. I got these a year ago, 2 years ago. I don't remember. But I've had them sitting, and I thought they would go really cute since in this thing he's got a basket full of seeds. And this is some of the plants, anyway, that are in those seed packets. Okay, and then here... Oh, I had a kitten in here with apples. That's what it was. And then I have this Project Life card that says, you are the apple of my eye, and it's got writing space on the back. So I brought some of my leftovers from the Apple Orchard journal into this journal for this. That's just a little bookmark card. Just because of the cat. There's a little eyelash trim up here with the lace. And then here's the kitty cat card. No charm on this one. So this one's got more of the pastels, and you'll see in just a minute. I mean, you can kind of see on the thumbnail, but here you go. See, there's a quilt behind him and all of this. It's very pastel colored, so I went with it on the decorating there. Okay, and then here we have, this is printed from a journaling kit that I bought, and these are some stickers from one of those, you know, those Stickabilities pads that they sell at Hobby Lobby. It's a sticker from that. Sorry about my voice, guys. It's a little rough. I think I'm fighting a cold, but I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of symptoms, but I have a gravelly voice, and sometimes my head stuffs up. There's always a reason to smile. And then again, these are from one of those Stickabilities pads. I have a couple of them with just like flowers and wildflowers and stuff like this. I think this one's pressed flowers or something like that. And then some washi tape on it. I love that look of long stems with the tape. And then this one is a little, it's the dots. Collect happy moments. And I just stuck it on there for, you know, an extra note in addition to what you journal here that you could separate out. And then here's some, here's an envelope. Okay, so this is an envelope used as a centerpiece, and I did cut the ends open, and I inked the envelope up with some yellow and then stuck this little 3D teacup sticker here. Oops. And then in this pocket, in the side pocket, I have, I'm pretty sure these are, yeah. So I rounded the corners on them and left them blank for journaling. So that's a card from, I can't remember which box of cards this is from. It's from a box of cards that I got at Ollie's, but I don't remember exactly which one. So we've got that one on that side, and I think they just fit. What I should do is turn it around, put it in spine first, and stick a tab on there, which I might come back and do. Okay, and then the flap is down to be an up tuck, and in here we have this little matchbook scrappy pad. Okay. And on the front is just some old lace and a picture of a bird. That just tucks up there. And on this side, we just have a decorated Project Life card. So... the cherries were for fun, although I do think there's a bird sitting next to a basket of cherries in this journal. Okay, and here's the decorated side of the envelope. And then there's this card. They both came from the same box, the one with the flowers and this one. They came from the same box of cards. I just don't remember what box it was. Okay, and then we have more journaling space, lots of journaling space. Plenty of journaling space. Life isn't perfect, but it has perfect moments. So I love that. And then here's strawberries. And I thought this is another vintage yo-yo. This one is from a big, huge, like, bedspread kind of a thing. You would put it on your bed. More of the vintage crocheted lace and some fabric that I got. I don't know where, somewhere. There's the little basket of cherries and the little bluebird. Okay, so that's where the cherry idea came from. I tried to find little ideas in the pictures to carry into the journal. So if I found something in the pictures that I wanted to use, or that I had tape that I could mimic, I did that. This one actually has a charm. So we've got a couple of little hanging cherries there, and then a little bird. So that's the charm for that one. And there's a little bluebird on the back there. He's an acetate sticker. I think he's also Paper Studio, from like a sheet of Paper Studio stickers. Okay, and then this is from one of Tina's bird kits. She's got quite a few bird kits. 3 or 4 of them, I think. One of them's really big. And that page comes from the really big one, or it's in the really big one. I don't know if that was where it was originally, or, you know, how she does her kits, but this was in there, and I love the colors. Okay, and then we have more journaling space. This is a little 3D flower. I like these 3D flowers, some of them, that are just a flower. No leaves, no stems, I like those. Depending on the flower, I guess. Be filled with wonder. There's the raspberries again. Okay. Oh, here's an elaborate pocket. Okay, so we got, well, it's not an elaborate pocket. It's a side tuck with a little tuck on top. And on the little tuck, we have a set of tags that you could journal on. So you can journal on the back here. You could journal on this grid. You can journal on the front here, and then when you turn this around, you can journal back here. So plenty of journaling space on that little tag. And that one tucks in the front spot. And then back here, we made this little guy. This is some stray threads and, you know, all kinds of things. And I have this that said favorite things, which I thought was really cute. So I backed that with coffee dye paper. That's just some scrapbook cardstock. And put that in there. And this is the center, so, oh, and you'll see I kept the, what do you call it? Where you tear it out of the book. Yeah, okay. This is a coffee dye doily that I had. And I just put some flowers on it. And then on this side, you've got a hat. It came from, nope. Still these are Dollar Tree stickers, by the way. These 3D stickers that I use, I get them at Dollar Tree. So this one here was on a sheet, and then these I thought went well. So, and then in here we have just some washi tape, and over here we have a little card. So this that I made the tuck out of is a divider card from a planner. So like August's card or September's card. My dog's gruffling at something. My son must be home. Okay, it's early though for him, I think. Anyway, so this is a piece from like when I cut them up to make cards or whatever. There's little scraps left over, and I just used it to make this little card. And that doesn't come off. I mean, it's just stuck there to decorate the page. So sorry if you can still hear her barking. He's coming in the door, and until he gets in all the way and all that, she won't stop. Okay, so we've got the geese. Here's a little card. This is one of the ones. This one had a puppy on it. And, oh, so I had a sticker of a shoe. I was trying to figure out what sticker to put or how to decorate this. He's chewing on an old boot, so I just stuck an old shoe on there. Telling you guys, my brain has to make connections. Okay, and here's the little goose with the boat. And here's little ducks. So on this one, I made a little pocket at the bottom of some washi tape. And in the little pocket, I have these little tags. I even punched holes in them. I didn't put any fabric or string or anything. And then out of one of the, again, the Stickabilities pads from Paper Studio, I got some more of the pressed flower stickers and put some little scraps of washi tape on top. So we have those little tags that go in there. Okay, and then over here, I brought the cherries back. I think the blue reminded me of the bird. Okay, so this one says, always find time for the things that make you happy. And it had cherries on it, and there's cherries all over this page, so that's what we got there. And then here is the center. Now for this one, I didn't know what to do with this center, so I stuck pockets on it. So we've got a set of pockets going across the top, and then a torn pocket going across the bottom. So here we have a Project Life card, learn, grow, happy, love, smile, and then on the back you can write. I also put a little journaling or labeling spot here. Up here we have a piece of, this is a piece of coffee dyed scrapbook paper. So it's folded to look like a coin envelope, and you flip it up and then you can open it like an accordion. Okay, and then you fold it back up and stick it in here like that. Okay, and then here we have another one of the tags. I just stapled some lace and fabric up there for the topper. And then here we have a scrap of, this is a scrap of scrapbook paper and a scrap of one of those planner dividers and a planner sticker. Do one thing each day that brings you happiness. And then the back is coffee dyed grid paper. So there's that. And then here is the flip out page. So most of the signatures, not all of them, have a flip out page. It's getting all bent. I was afraid that was going to happen. So it sticks out too far, I guess. Oh, and then probably when I tie this shut, it pushes on that, I bet. Yeah. Well, I did circle borders. And I punched holes here because I was going to tie like little pieces of stuff through there, I guess. I don't know. I think it's too far away to put a bulb pin, but I suppose you could do something. I punched the holes in the page because these little circles, these little decorative circles, they had holes in them. I think they were giant hole reinforcers for tags. See that? Can you hear my sinuses? I think I'm fighting a cold. I'm not sure. Okay, so we have the sunflowers here, which is where I got the idea to use the sunflower. This is a sunflower yo-yo. And then I tied in the yellow with these puffy flowers here. So I just wanted to. All right, we're starting to get to the back where it's getting uneven, so we'll do that. All right, there's the puppy with the boot. Okay, and there's a puppy from another kit that I bought. Okay, here, this is a peekaboo pocket, but I don't have anything in here that's tall enough to go all the way down there. I mean, this will go if you want to stick it down there. This is a side tuck, and then you have this one that goes over the top. So there's a little Project Life card in here that says, be silly, be honest, be kind. And then on the back it says joy, and there's space to write. Okay, and then here, this one, I stuck a sticker. Actually, I stuck a piece of, I stuck the sticker on coffee dyed paper, and then I tore it out. It is up to you to see the beauty in everyday things. And it's honey, so I put a little bee there, and there's a little bee there. That's a Project Life card as well. Okay, so that goes in there. Okay, so this is just one of those little 3D stickers. It's a teacup that says love. I liked it with this washi tape that I used on this particular page. So, and then here we're at the center again. Oh, I have a ruler here. I was marking my place. This is a doily in the center again, and then I've decorated on either side and found some pressed flowers there for to decorate the doily with. And journaling space, more pressed flowers. This was another envelope, but I didn't like the way it looked sewn in, but I wanted the puppies. Because who doesn't love puppies? So I kept the part of the envelope with the puppies on it. And I kept it a pocket. So in here you pull this out and it just opens up. It's just journaling paper. Okay, so it's trying to remember what I used to dye it. I think it's Rit dye and coffee. So it's a mix. And then you just take that and slip it back in the envelope here. The envelope is glued down as a tuck. And in the tuck we have a little tag with some floppy, this is some floppy tear off edges of some scrap edges of some lace that I had torn up and used for something else. And I still had this scrappy piece left, so I tied it on the top of this tag. And then this is a Project Life card. I have a ton of those, so I'm going to start sticking them in pockets. Here's a flip out. So again, I decorated the edges of the flip outs with washi tape for the most part. This is from a vintage doily, and then this is from another vintage doily, and then this is from some chiffon flowers that came from my sisters. That haul I did that came from my sisters. And then here we have a little charm. The page that this goes with is a squirrel with acorns, and then this big bush with the red flowers and the wagon wheel. Hence the red flowers in the little wagon. And then there it is again. It's back. And then I have a squirrel and an acorn charm for this one. Okay. Oh, and the back is just, the backs of all of these are for the most part blank. I just decorated like a corner or something like that so that it would be, you know, just a little fixed up a little. All right, and then we have another thing of strawberries. And then I did this one with, I have some strawberry washi tape. And you open it up, and this is from the Happy Planner kit, Happy Planner tablet. And this is, you know, strawberry bush. And then these are all supposed to be the blossoms off the strawberry bush. I just kind of scattered around like they were blowing. Here we have some more washi tape and a sticker from the Happy Planner pad. This is some more of my 3D stickers. This one's kind of glittery, and I put it on top of some music. This is another envelope. So we have the envelope here. It was kind of plain on this side, so I decorated it up with this little teacup with a bird on it. I love this sticker. It's one of my favorites that I have gotten from the Dollar Tree. Here's some more of the music from the same one. I think I tore that off the end of there. Okay, and then this pocket, I don't know if there's anything in these. Guys, I have pockets to fill. I wasn't done, I lied. Then here's another piece of, I don't know why that's turned over that way. Okay, well, we'll just flip it back over when we put it in. So this opens up and you've got journaling space. It's just a piece of, this is actually, it's not dyed pink. This was pink paper, and I coffee dyed the pink paper. It's very faint, coffee dyeing. And then I put a 3D sticker and some washi tape on the envelope. And then in here, I put a little card that I made from some, this is actually a really thick card. This is from some little memo pads that I have. So that goes in there. And then over here, I just put some dots to emphasize the little picture, and I think this is also empty, so we will have to get stuff in there. And you know I'm not going to remember that, right? Okay, and then here's another little piece from one of those dividers, and I just stuck a stem and, you know, just to decorate the corner of the page. And here's a washi tape collage of sorts. I think I did a video where we went through and did a couple signatures of washi tape collaging. Create a life that you can't wait to wake up to. Here's the other card that did not have a home, so I made it a tuck. Okay, and then, and again, that's a strip from a planner divider page. Do good, and good will come to you. This little honey pot. And this is a goose with a basket of honey, which you will be able to see better when I turn the page, I think. Yep, there he is. Trying to get into the honey. Okay, and then here we have a whole gaggle of geese. This was the last signature that I decorated. This was the one that I ended up accidentally cutting the knot on the wax thread, and I had to resew it back in. Yeah, that was this one. So I did a stacked pocket. So we have, and it's got quite a bit of stuff in it. So you've got this tall tag back here. Okay, again, that's the divider from the planner. And that's a Happy Planner sticker. And then I just put some fabric, scrap, and a little embroidered flower up there. That goes down in this pocket. This is a pocket that goes all the way through. So you got that. And then on here, we've got these two little cards that I made out of the scraps from the divider. I got these two dividers out and I was using them to make pockets and stuff. And I decided that if I was going to get them out, I was going to use as much of them as I could. So that's why you've got those little corner page embellishments. You got tucks. I made these little cards and you can write on that. So I just left them the way they were because I think that's pretty. So anyway, and then for this one, this is from that new pad that I got, that little bitty princess pad with the pink. And this is the planner, this planner divider. And I stuck one of my tags down. This one is stuck down, okay? And then that's a little vintage embroidered flower. And that's the journaling space for this card. You can write around there too if you want, but I put that on there for journaling space. And then on this one, this is the lace tucked around to the back. And on this one, I glued the tag down as a little tuck. And you've got some of the dyed paper in here. That side's probably going to be easier to write on than that side, but, I mean... And then it's a little bit... So, like, this is thin enough to fit under there, but I left... It's folded uneven so that there's a little piece to pull it with. So you can tuck that all the way in there. And then this is your little pull piece to get it back out. Okay? And to decorate a little bit. So these go in this pocket. So this goes down in here. Well, it does go down in there, I promise. You saw me pull it out. And then these go in front of that. The pocket is a little tight, so they get waylaid. Okay. All right, so that's the first page of this last signature. We're almost done, guys. This took a while. That's because I talk a lot. Okay, and that pocket is just on coffee dyed paper, so it's kind of bulging back here, but hopefully it'll be okay. I usually don't like to put pockets on just coffee dyed printer paper, but this journal kind of, I mean, that's what the signatures work, because I was trying to keep everything relatively flat so that this binding would work, because it works best with mostly flat journals. It can be as fat as you want it to be, but it works best if you can keep the signatures relatively flat. So I did another decorated doily. This one says life is beautiful. I have a whole roll of washi tape that says that. And yeah, so I just decorated the sides. These are little grid pieces from the Happy Planner pad. And then I tried to carry in one signature, I tried to use at least similar colors on the tapes. I don't know if that's true all the way through. This one just got, I wanted to use this flower the whole time, and the color went, so I was like, I'm going to stick it there. I like that flower. All right, and then here is another page to journal on, and here's a pretty blank page. And I just embellished this little birdie here with the last 3D flower on the sheet that these came on, and a piece of the lace that you saw on right there. Okay, so that's a piece of that. And then in this back here is a pocket with, this is a Christmas one because this is the last one in the calendar. So this goes in here. And then there's your little cardinal on the fence with the Christmas lights and the holly. And then the back is just the green gingham. It looks cream colored. You guys saw when we did the cover projects. I put it on yellow. The card that I put this on was yellow. It was actually the cover. It was actually cover pieces from one of those sticker by number books. I bought a bunch of them when I was working with my homeschool group when I was doing the logic, and it was basically puzzle class. They got to sit around and do puzzles all the time. So anyway. It's hard to keep this tight while you're tying it, by the way. I don't know if any of you have a secret. Please let me know. But there you have it. So it says live, create, tell the story. So this is a story journal. I will put this in my shop. If you go to look for it and it's not there, email me. And we'll figure something out so that, I mean, it's not like I don't have a lot of traffic in my shop right now. I wish I did. So if you do want it and I don't have it up, just let me know and I'll get it up for you just so that you can purchase it. I won't put a lot of effort into putting up an ad. I'll just put it up with the minimum requirements and you can purchase it. I'll let you know that it's there. Otherwise, it will be on my shop as soon as I can get around to doing all the photographing and everything. But I hope you guys liked this one, and I will, I don't know what we're going to do next. Well, I guess, hopefully you're seeing this on Friday, so I guess the next time you'll probably see me is Monday with another file folder project. I'm having so much fun with those guys. All right, I will see you guys then. Goodbye and God bless.